Hey there, everyone! Welcome to the secret headquarters of the one and only Captain Sensor. Captain Sensor is an adventurer who explores how machines talk to us and to each other. Today, we are looking at something very special called an input device. Think of an input device as a way to give a computer its marching orders. It's how we tell the computer exactly what we want it to do next. You've probably used these many times today already. When you are sitting at a desk and moving a wired mouse or a wireless mouse, you're using an input device to tell the computer where to point. And look at this. Even when you're tapping on a touchscreen to move your character in a game, your finger is giving the tablet an input. Whether it is a click or a wheel scroll or a finger tap, you are in charge. Captain Sensor wants to see if you've been paying attention. Here is a quick puzzle for you. Which input device helps us type out letters, numbers, and secret messages? Did you say the keyboard?
You got it! High five! Keyboards and mice are great for things right in front of us, but what if we need to know what's happening somewhere we can't reach? Imagine trying to type on a keyboard that's at the bottom of the ocean or on another planet. Computers need a different way to listen and learn from those faraway places. To explore those tricky spots, we use a remote input device. These are incredible tools that connect to a computer through the internet. They can be miles away or even on the other side of the world. Usually, these devices have a sensor inside them. A sensor's job is to gather data, all those facts like how hot it is, how bright the lights are, or how fast the wind is blowing, and send that data back to the computer for us to see. Take a look at this chart showing the heat inside a giant power station. It's way too big for a person to stand around all day with a thermometer. Instead, remote sensors stay there for days on end. On day 1, they check the heat. On day 2, they check it again. And on day 3, they are still working. They keep a constant eye on things so we don't have to. While those sensors are busy working, a person in a quiet control room can look at all that data appearing on their screens. They can see what's happening at 10 different parts of the station at the same time, making sure everything is running smoothly and staying safe. Time for another Captain Sensor challenge. What is the name of the device that is actually sitting there measuring the temperature data? It's a sensor. You're becoming a pro at this. Now let's go even further. I'm talking millions of miles away. Captain Sensor is taking us on a trip to Mars. Since we can't fly there ourselves for a quick visit, we sent the Mars rover to be our eyes and ears. This shows just how far the signal has to travel. The Mars rover uses its sensors to feel the Martian wind and look at the red rocks. Then it beams all those findings across space. That signal travels through the sky until it reaches a computer on Earth, where scientists are waiting to see what the rover discovered. Quick question. When the Mars rover sends those signals back to Earth, what do we call the information it is sharing? That's it. It's data. Using remote sensors is like giving the computer a superpower. It can watch over things for years or travel across the solar system while we stay right here to study everything it finds. Look at that volcano. It erupts with glowing hot lava and thick, dark smoke. It's beautiful, but one of the most dangerous places on Earth. A human scientist could never stand that close without getting hurt. Because we want to know exactly when the volcano might erupt again, we use sensors that love the heat. We place heat and gas sensors right on the mountain. They stay there in the smoke, sniffing the air and feeling the ground shake. Then they send that information back to the safety of a laboratory. Here is a quiz for you. Why would scientists send a sensor to a volcano instead of going there themselves? Exactly. It's just too dangerous for people to be there. Now let's dive deep under the waves. Deep in the ocean, it's very dark and the water presses down very hard. This colorful robot submarine is on a mission to find a lost shipwreck. It moves silently through the water, too deep for divers to go. Up on a boat, the scientists are dry and safe. They use the submarine's camera sensors to see what's in front of the robot. With the simple flip of a switch, they can tell the submarine where to go and what to look at, using the cameras to guide them through the dark. Why do scientists use a robot submarine instead of putting on a diving suit? You're right, the deep ocean is very hard to reach and very cold, so the robot does the hard work for us. Remote devices also help out inside our very own homes. In a smart home, Gadgets use sensors to make life easier. A smart thermostat feels if the room is too chilly and turns on the heater. Security cameras watch the front porch, and smart lights turn on as you walk through the door. Here is a fun one. Which smart device in a house waits and listens for you to speak to it? A voice assistant. Sensors are the ultimate helpers. They can survive the heat of a volcano, explore the bottom of the sea, and even help you turn on your bedroom lights without you ever touching a switch. We've talked a lot about how the computer listens using sensors. But once the computer finishes thinking about all that data, it needs a way to talk back or show us what it found. This is called an output device. It's how the computer shows us the result of all its hard work. You see output devices every time you use a computer. The monitor shows you movies and pictures. A loud alarm or a buzzing sound is also an output. It's the computer's way of saying, "Hey, pay attention." Let's try a quick quiz. Which output device lets us hear music or the sound effects in a game? The speakers. Good job. Sometimes a computer needs to do more than just show a picture. It needs to move something in the real world. For that, it uses a special output called an actuator. You can think of an actuator as the muscles of the computer. While a screen shows us things, an actuator actually makes things move, like a motor turning a wheel or a gear spinning. This is how an automatic control system works. Imagine you're at the store. An input sensor sees you walking up. The computer thinks about it and realizes the door needs to open. Then it tells the actuator, the motor in the door, to physically pull the door open for you. It's like a team where the sensor is the eyes, the computer is the brain, and the actuator is the muscle. Question time. Which device is the one that actually creates the movement and makes things move? That's the actuator. Without actuators, computers would just be boxes that think. But with actuators, they can open doors, move robot arms, and interact with the world just like we do. Because actuators move big things, we have to make sure the computer is getting the right information. This picture shows how a computer thinks when it's in charge of a big heater. Instead of one sensor, it has 3. Look at the gauges. 2 of them say it's 70 degrees, but one says it's 0. The computer is smart. It compares all the data. Since 2 sensors agree, it realizes the one saying 0 is probably broken. By using more than one sensor, the computer makes sure it doesn't make a mistake. It keeps the heater running at just the right temperature. Why do we sometimes use 2 or 3 sensors to measure the same thing? You got it. It's for safety, just in case one sensor breaks. When we have multiple sensors checking each other, our automatic control systems become very reliable. It's all about making sure the computer has the best information before it tells an actuator to move. It is time for the final game show. Captain Sensor wants to see if you can remember our big words from today. I'll say the description, you say the word. Ready? A tool that gives instructions to a computer. Input device. A device that connects through the internet from far away? Remote input device. The tool that feels heat or sees light? A sensor. The name for all the facts and information collected? Data. The device that shows us the result of the computer's thinking? Output device. And the muscle that makes things move? An actuator. You did it! You're an official sensor expert. Here is everything we learned today. Input devices, remote input devices, sensors, data, computers, the internet, output devices, actuators, and automatic control systems. Captain Sensor is so proud of you. Keep exploring, keep learning, and we'll see you on the next adventure. Bye-bye.